So we were discussing Laplace transforms. So in the last class, we have seen the definition of Laplace transform. Basically, Laplace transform is defined for all t greater than or equal to 0. All functions are time-dependent functions. So for if t is less than 0, we assume that the function value to be 0. So if we have a function f of t which is defined for all t greater than or equal to 0, then Laplace transform of f of t in the parameter s is defined as an improper integral which is from 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. Here e power minus st is called kernel. Okay, so the kind of transform depends on the kernel. Okay, yeah, different transforms will have different kernels. For a Laplace transform, kernel is e power minus st, and the input function is f of t. And so output is a function of s. Okay, so this improper integral is a function of s that we are denoting f of s. So this is by default Laplace of f of t. So and we have seen L is basically a function operating on function. So L itself is a function which is transforming functions of t to functions of s. And after that we have computed a Laplace transform of few standard functions like Laplace of constant is equal to constant by s, where s greater than 0. Particular case, Laplace of 1 is 1 by s, Laplace of 0 is 0. And after that, we have seen Laplace of e power at as 1 by s minus a for s greater than a. So when I replace a with minus a, Laplace of e power minus a would be 1 by s plus a for s greater than minus a. And after that, we have seen some properties. Okay, first one is called linearity property. It says if Laplace of f of t and Laplace of g of t are existing, then Laplace of sum is equal to sum of Laplace. Laplace of a constant is equal to constant into Laplace. So that means the Laplace of a linear combination can be written as a linear combination of a Laplace transform. And we have seen how effective this linearity property in doing the problems. Okay, if you have linearity property, so you can use that to find out Laplace transform of some other standard functions without actually doing the integration. You can apply linearity and apply the Laplace transform of some standard functions. So you can get some more formulas like this. Laplace of cos h at is s by s square minus a square. Laplace of sin h at is a by s square minus a square. And I told you to list out all these formulas in a table. Okay, and after that I said even Laplace transform can be applied for a complex function. If you have a complex exponential function like e power zt, where z equal x plus I by, then Laplace of e power zt is 1 by s minus z, where s is greater than real part of ziz. And as a special case, Laplace of e power at is 1 by s minus a, where s greater than real part of ia. Real part of ia is 0. And using linearity, we observed that this can be written as Laplace of two functions, Laplace of cos at plus I times Laplace of sin at. And when we get real part and imaginary parts, we observe that Laplace of cos at is s by s square plus s square, Laplace of sin at is a by s square plus s square. Okay. Both defined for s greater than 0. So that is what we discussed yesterday, and after that I gave a few problems as homework. Did you try those problems? Do you feel any difficulty in finding any Laplace transform? Do you want me to do any one problem? Okay. Let me give one problem, then I will discuss those problems. Are you able to solve all the homework problems? Do you have? It's
Yes.
a okay, fine. So how did you do cos square kt? Laplace of cos square kt? How did you find Laplace?
Cos 2a
1 plus cos 2
Plus
kt by 2.
cos 2kt by t. Because we have Laplace of cos only, we don't have Laplace of cos square. So somehow you have to bring this to cosine function and use linearity property. 1 by 2 times. I can write it as Laplace of 1 plus Laplace of cos 2kt. Okay, so this is 1 by 2 times 1 by s plus okay, so what is a here? A is 2k. So Laplace of cos 8 is s by s square plus a square. So it is going to be s by s square plus 2k whole square. That means nothing but 4k square. Okay, you can leave the answer with this. No need to simplify further. No need to simplify further. You can start the answer with this. Is that okay? So similarly, how you did Laplace of cos 2kt? What is the formula we know? Cos 3t equal to tell me.
4 cos cube a minus 3 cos a.
Minus 3 cos theta. So from this, what is cos cube theta? Cos cube theta is cos 3 theta plus 3 cos theta by 4. Okay, so that's it. Okay, you have to use your trigonometric formula and convert into cosine or sine functions. So this is cos 3at. So in place of theta you are having at, cos 3at plus 3 cos at by 4. Okay, so just apply linearity property and simplify. So 1 by 4 times Laplace of sum equal to sum of Laplace. So Laplace of cos 3at plus okay, Laplace of cos 3at. So constants can be taken outside plus 3 times Laplace of cos 8. Okay, so this is 1 by 4 times Laplace of cos 3at is s by s square plus 3a whole square means 9a square plus 3 times okay, so plus 3 times s by s square plus a square. Stop. Is this fine?
Yes.
So now just do one more problem. Let us say if you have like this Laplace of sine 2t into let us say cos 5t. How do you do this problem? Can you tell me? Can I write it as can I write it as Laplace of sine 2t? Can I write it as Laplace of sine 2t into Laplace of cos 5t? Can I write like this? Is this correct?
No, sir.
No. Because we have Laplace of sum equal to sum of Laplace. We don't have Laplace of product equal to product of Laplace. So this way of writing is incorrect. But so this is okay. Many students do this mistake. Okay. So what is what you have to do? Multiply and divide with the 2, right? So 2 cos 5t sine 2t. Can I write like this? Okay, so whenever you have a trigonometric product, try to write it as a trigonometric sum. So this is 1 by 2 times 1 by 2 can be taken outside. What is 2 cos a sine b? Can you tell me?
Sine of a plus b plus sine of a minus b.
Is it plus or minus?
Minus, sir.
So sine of 5t plus 2t minus sine of 5t minus 2. Agreed? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is 1 by 2 times I think there is right. So the Laplace of this is sine 7t minus sine 3t. Now you have Laplace of a sum. Whenever you have a Laplace of sum, apply linearity property. Laplace of Sin 7t minus Laplace of sin 3t. Sin 3t. That's it. And use your standard transforms. What is Laplace of sin 8t? Quickly recall.
A by s square plus a square.
You have to remember a by s square plus a square. Here what is a? 7.
7.
By
Seven.
s plus 7 square minus 3 by s square plus 3 square. Easy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like that you have to apply Laplace transform by using linearity property. Okay. Similarly, if we have e power 18, so remaining are also easy, no? So for example, Laplace of what is this? 5 e power 2t minus 3 whole square. You simply expand and apply linearity property. So this is nothing but Laplace of 25 e power 2t whole square is e power 4t. Okay, minus 5 3s are a minus b whole square. Okay, 2ab 10 minus 30 e power 2t plus 9 a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is nothing but 25 times Laplace of e power 4t minus 30 times Laplace of e power 2t plus Laplace of 9. You can write Laplace of 9 or you can write 9 into Laplace of 1. Both are same. And this is 25 into Laplace of e power 8 is 1 by s minus a. So this is 1 by s minus 4 minus 30 into 1 by s minus 2 plus Laplace of constant is constant by sc. S. So this is 9 by s. That's it. Okay. Now, did you realize that remembering the formulas is very important? Okay. So unless you remember the Laplace transform of standard functions, okay, you cannot do the problems. Shall we move on to the next property?
Yes, sir.
Right. Before that, let me. Okay. I'll move on to the next property. Property number 2. Okay. Before moving to the next property, I would like to introduce one function called gamma function. You need to know about this. Did you learn about this gamma function in multiple integrals? Yes or no? I don't think you learned about gamma function, right? So you write down the definition for a greater than 0. For a greater than 0, gamma of a, gamma of a is defined as 0 to infinity e power minus t power a minus 1 dt. 0 to infinity e power minus t power a minus 1 dt. So again you can see it is an improper integral. It is an improper integral which will converge for all a greater than 0. Now the point is you cannot integrate this simply and express in terms of elementary functions that you know, like polynomial, trigonometric, hyperbolic, logarithmic, inverse trigonometric. All those things you cannot express this final answer, okay, with an exact value. Okay, that's why we are denoting this outcome is when you are integrating with respect to t and substitute the limits. Final outcome must be in terms of a, that we are denoting with gamma of a. This is one of the special function. Okay, this is called special function. There are several special functions like this. You have a beta function, you have a gamma function, you have a Bessel's function, you have Legendre functions, and so special functions is a separate topic. Okay, so one of the special function is gamma function, okay, which is expressed as an improper integral. Okay, so we'll see some properties of gamma function. Okay, so some properties. First one, note down. Just listen. Later we will copy. What will be gamma of a plus one? What will be gamma of a plus one? Can you tell me the definition of gamma of a plus one? 0 to infinity.
e power minus t,
E power minus t.
t power a plus 1 minus 1.
How come a plus one? If a is there, a minus one. If a plus one is there,
A.
a only, no? So t power a dt. Now what we do, we apply integration by parts. Okay, so what I will do, so I will take t power a as a first function, e power minus t as a second function. So t power a into u v1, integral of e power minus t is, okay, minus e power minus t. Okay, so with the limits from because it is a definite integral, here itself you can apply limits minus 0 to infinity. Okay, and minus e power minus t I am writing here, minus e power minus t I am writing here. And what is derivative of t power a? Derivative of t power a is a into t power a minus 1 dt. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So this is upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, so minus I am writing outside, minus I am writing outside. So limit t tends to infinity, t power a by e power t, minus limit t tends to 0, limit t tends to 0, e power minus t. Okay, minus minus of minus, you can see minus of minus plus a can be taken outside. So minus of minus plus a times 0 to infinity. Okay, 0 to infinity e power minus t, t power e minus 1 t. Can you copy now? I think that this is limit t tends to infinity, right? Sorry, this is t tends to. There is a mistake here. You see, what is the limit? This is okay, t power a, no? So this is t power a by e power t power a by e power. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Now you please observe carefully. What is the lower limit? Can you please tell me the lower limit?
0.
Because yes, because t power a is finite as t tends, but and it is as t tends to 0, it is going to be 0. Okay, 1 by e power t is finite value. 1 by e power t is finite value which is constant. So as t tends to 0, because a is positive, so as t tends to 0, t power a tends to 0. So lower limit is 0. What about this upper limit? As t tends to infinity, this will go to infinity, t power e goes to infinity, e power t also goes to infinity. So this is infinity by infinity. How do you evaluate infinity by infinity limit? Let us say t tends to infinity, t square by e to t. You apply L'Hospital rule. So this is going to be 2t by e power t. Again, if you apply derivative, this is 2 by e power t. So after finitely many derivatives, you will see that limit at t tends to infinity. This is going to be 0. Finite quantity by infinity is 0. Even if it is 3 by 2, even if it is a rational number. Okay. First derivative is 3 by 2 into t power 1 by 2. Second derivative is 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into t power minus 1 by 2. T power minus 1 by 2 can be written as 1 by t power 1 by 2. 1 by t power 1 by 2 into e power t. That means whether it is whether a is a integer or a rational number, when you apply L'Hospital rule, eventually the limit is going to be 0. Did you realize this point?
Yes, sir.
So after repeated application of L'Hospital rule, after at some stage you will notice that limit is going to be 0. So now you see that upper limit is 0, lower limit is 0. Okay, so 0 into minus is also 0. So first expression is 0 plus a into, did you identify this later expression? What is this integral? This integral is nothing but gamma of a. Can you see that? 0 to infinity e power minus t power a minus. Am I right? So can I write it as gamma of a? So this is are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. There was a power cut. I switched the network. Okay. So what is your result says now? Gamma. Okay. Are you hearing? Okay. So write it as a note. Gamma of a plus 1 equal to a into gamma of a. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Gamma of a plus 1 is equal to a into gamma of a. So this is very important property. Gamma of a plus 1 equal to a into gamma. Now can you tell me what is gamma of 1?
0.
Find out. Use the formula. What is gamma of 1? 0 to infinity e power minus t power a minus 1. What is a here? A. A is 1. So t power 1 minus 1 dt. So this is 0 to infinity. T power 0 is 1. E power minus t dt. So integral of e power minus t is minus e power minus t. The limit is from 0 to infinity. Upper limit is e power minus infinity 0. So 0 minus or minus plus. Lower limit is e power 0 1. So what is your understanding? What is gamma of 1?
1.
Gamma of
Yes,
1.
sir. 1.
Gamma of 1. Now if gamma of 1 is 1, shall I proceed?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So if gamma of 1 is 1, can you tell me what is gamma of, listen carefully, okay. What will be gamma of n. What is gamma of n? Or I'll say what is gamma of n plus 1? What is gamma of n plus 1 where n is a natural number? Can I write it as n into gamma of n? Because gamma of a plus 1 is a into gamma of a, I substituted a equal to n. Gamma of n plus 1 is n into gamma of n. Agreed? And can I write this as, can I write this n as n minus 1 plus 1? Can I write n as n minus 1 plus 1? Then again, if I use this property gamma of a plus 1 equal to a into gamma of a, can I write this as, listen here, can I write this as n into n minus 1 into gamma of n minus 1? Can I write like this? Because gamma of a plus 1 equal to a into gamma of a. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
So are you observing? So gamma of n plus 1 is n into gamma of n. I have written gamma of n as n minus 1 into gamma of n minus 1. How can you write n gamma of n minus 1 again? Can I write it as n minus 2 into gamma of n minus 2? Because n minus 1 can be written as n minus 2 plus 1. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So after finitely many steps, where you will be obtaining, so n values are gradually decreasing. So n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into and so on, 3 into 2 into 1 into gamma of 1. Okay, n into gamma of n, n minus 1 into gamma of n minus 1, n minus 2 into gamma of n minus 2. So 1 into gamma of 1. But what is gamma of 1? 1. Okay. So what is this expression then? N into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into and so on, 3 into 2 into 1. Did you identify this expression?
N factorial.
N factorial. Therefore, for any natural number, n belongs to z plus or natural numbers, gamma of n plus 1 is n factorial. Okay. So what is gamma of 3?
2 factorial.
2 factorial. Gamma of 10?
9 factorial.
9 factorial. Okay. Okay, like that. Okay. So so therefore, can you see that this gamma function is an extension to factorial function? Factorial defined only for natural numbers, but gamma is defined even for real numbers also. Gamma is defined even for real numbers. So gamma is an extension to gamma function is an extension to factorial function. Gamma function is an extension to factorial function. Okay. Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you find out gamma of 1 by 2? I want to know what is gamma of 1 by 2. Apply the definition. What is the definition of gamma of 1 by 2? 0 to infinity e power minus t e power 1 by 2 minus 1 dt. Agreed or not? Gamma of a is 0 to infinity e power minus t power a minus 1 dt. Agreed? So this is 0 to infinity e power minus t into t power minus 1 by 2 dt. T power minus 1 by 2 dt. Okay, now the problem is how to evaluate this integral. Okay, so can we get this as a value, some value? Okay, so what is a substitution? So what is the substitution you are thinking of to find out this integral? Can I substitute anything to simplify this? Note down. I'll proceed to the next page. Shall I proceed to the next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have gamma 1 by 2 is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus t by root t dt. So shall we assume t equal to, sorry, assume t equal to x square, because we have under root, no? So naturally to remove this root, we natural substitution is t equal to x square, right? So what will be dt equal to 2x dx. Okay. Now listen carefully. I will give you time to copy. Then what will be the limits? As t tends to 0, you can see extending to 0. Also, you can see as t tends to infinity, x square tending to infinity. Therefore, x also tends to infinity. X also tends to infinity. Therefore, gamma 1 by 2 becomes, limits will be same as it is. They are not changing. E power minus x square by root t. What is root t? When a t equal to x square, root t will be x.
X.
What is dt? dt is 2x dx. Now xx gets cancelled. This is 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. So we are at this stage, e power minus x square dx. So if you can find out how to, if you can integrate this one, if you know this value, our work is over. Okay, now the question is how to evaluate this integral. I hope you know through multiple integrals knowledge. Okay, if it is not done, I will show you. Okay, so I will consider this as 2 into I, where what is I? 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Okay, now please tell me what is the outcome of this integral. Is it a constant or a variable? So let's say somehow you integrate it. You will be substituting these limits in place of x. After substituting these limits in place of x, what will come out? Is there
Constant,
anything
sir.
else?
Constant.
So it has to be constant, no? So is it matter whether I write x here or y or z, or is that outcome going to depending on the kind of symbol I am writing here?
No, sir.
So x acting like a dummy variable. So can I write it as 0 to infinity e power minus y square dy also? Any objection? Okay. So now if I consider I square, what is I square? I into I. So I will write it as, first I will write it as in terms of x. After all, you are multiplying two constants. Okay, so it will be interesting. Observe carefully. E power minus y square dy. Now you see, this is a constant. This is an integral. So consider this is k. What is k into integral? Can I take this k inside this integration? K into integral is integral of k. Agreed upon? Are you following? So can I take the entire thing inside this integral? Yes or no? Okay, so this is going to be, this is constant. What is that constant? 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx and e power minus y square dy. Is this step understood to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now you are integrating with respect to x, no? So when you are integrating with respect to x, all other symbols are to be treated as constants. Agree? So when I write this as like this, I can also write this as 0 to infinity e power minus y square, 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx dy. I just placed e power minus y square here. That's it. To this integral, this acts like a constant because you are integrating with respect to x. This is some function of y, so it is acting like a constant. So when it is a constant, can I bring this constant inside this integral? Can I do that? So this is e power minus y square into e power minus x square dx dy. So when I multiply these two, so this is nothing but 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity e power minus of x square plus y square dx dy. What is this? Did you identify this? What is this called? What is this kind of integral called?
Gamma of t.
This is called double integral. Dx dy you are seeing, no? Is this not double integral? Double integral f of x comma y dx dy. Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
Now how do you evaluate double integral? We have learned various methods to find out double integral. What is the region of integration? Can you tell me? What is the region of integration for this double integral? X varies from 0 to infinity, y varies from 0 to infinity means what? What is the region of integration? Can you tell me the region of integration? X varying from 0 to infinity. X varying from 0 to infinity. And y varying from 0 to infinity. So what is the common intersection? Did you learn multiple integrals or not? What is the region of integration? Are you listening?
Yes, sir. There is lot of disturbance in your side,
Yes.
sir.
I'm asking. You just simply answer. I'm asking what is the region of integration of this integral? X varying from 0 to infinity, y varying from 0 to infinity. So what is the common intersection? What is the intersection? Is it not the first quadrant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the region of integration is the first quadrant. So when the region of integration is the first quadrant, and how can you evaluate these limits? I can take
0 to 90.
you have to convert into, you have to take the change of variables, right? You take Cartesian to polar coordinates. What is the change of variables from Cartesian to polar in multiple integrals? X equal to what? Y equal to what? Do you remember?
R cos theta sin
X equal to R cos theta, y equal to
R
R
sin
sin theta. So x equal to R cos theta, y equal to R sin theta, R sin theta. Therefore dx dy is equal to R dr d theta. And what are theta limits? You draw a ray which is starting from origin, which is passing through the region. So from where to where R is varying? R varying from 0 to up to where? There is no ending. So
infinity,
R
sir.
varies from 0 to infinity. And how theta is varying? Rotate this line. How theta is varying?
0 to 90.
Theta varying from 0 to pi by 2. You should not say 90 degrees. 90 is not a real number. Okay. So R varies from 0 to infinity. Theta varies from 0 to pi. Shall I proceed to the next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you copy? Or I shall share the notes. So I square, we are doing about I square. I square is this. Okay. Shall I proceed? So I square is equal to, okay, e power, what is x square plus y square? What will be x square plus y square?
R square.
R square. So e power minus r square dx dy is r dr d theta. R varies from 0 to infinity, theta varies from 0 to pi by 2. Okay, and this is a simple integration because r is there. Now I am able to integrate this easily. So 0 to infinity. What is the integration of e power minus r square into r dr? Is it not 1 minus 1 by 2 times e power minus r square? The limits from 0 to infinity. You just differentiate. What is the derivative of this? E power minus r square, e power minus r square into minus r square derivative is minus 2r. Minus gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, r dr. What is the upper limit? What is the lower limit? Minus 1 by 2 is taken outside, 0 to infinity. Okay. Upper limit is going to be 0, lower limit is 1. So this is 0 to d theta. So this is nothing but minus into minus plus. So 1 by 2 times 0 to infinity 1 d theta. Sorry, this is not 0 to infinity. There is a mistake here. Later limit is 0 to pi by 2. Okay. So this is 0 to pi by 2. Integration of 1 is theta. So 1 by 2 times pi by 2. Okay. Minus 0. Sorry. I'll write one more step. Integration of 1 is theta from 0 to pi by 2. Upper limit is pi by 2. Lower limit is 0. So answer is pi by 2. So what is I square? Therefore I square is pi by 4. What is I square? I square is pi by 4. So what is I then? I equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx will be equal to
pi by 2.
root pi by 2.
Root pi by 2.
And because e power minus x square is above the x-axis, therefore it is going to be positive value only. Therefore, I have to take the positive square root only, not the negative square root. So when it is root pi by 2, what is this value then? Substitute here 2 times root pi by 2. So what is the answer? Root pi. What is gamma of 1 by 2? Root pi. Okay. Therefore gamma of 1 by 2 is equal to 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx is equal to 2 times root pi by 2 is equals to root pi. So hence gamma of 1 by 2 is root pi. Very important formula. So learning gamma of 1 by 2 derivation requires the knowledge of multiple integrals. Requires the deep knowledge of multiple integrals. Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Now, how this gamma of 1 by 2 will be useful? Suppose if I want okay, suppose if I want gamma of 3 by 2, how can I evaluate gamma of 3 by 2?
1 plus 1 by 2.
Yes, gamma of 1 by 2 plus 1, you write like this, because gamma of a plus 1 is a into gamma of a. So this is 1 by 2 times gamma of 1 by 2. And gamma, what is gamma of 1 by 2? Root pi. Okay. Similarly, what is gamma of 5 by 2? How can I write gamma of 5 by 2? Gamma of 3 by
1
2,
by 2 plus
3 by 2 plus 1. So this is 3 by 2 into gamma of 3 by 2. But what is gamma of 3 by 2? 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into gamma of 1 by 2. Therefore, this is 3 by 4 into root. Am I right? So similarly, if I want gamma of 11 by 2, can you tell me how to write down this quickly? 3 by 2 means 1 by 2. 5 by 2 means 3 by 2. So 11 by 2 means
5 by 2 plus
9
1.
by 2 plus 1.
9 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 5 by 2 into 3 by 2 into 1 by 2 into gamma of 1 by 2. Gamma of 1 by 2 you can eventually write it as root. So now do you understand how to find out this gamma? If I write gamma of 5, this is nothing but 4 factorial. If it is an integer, that will be factorial. If it is a non-integer, generally your fraction will be like this only. Then recursively use the formula gamma of a plus 1 and use gamma of 1 by 2 value and obtain this. Shall I proceed?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us try to find out gamma of negative value. See if it is possible to find out negative value or not. What is gamma of a plus 1? A into gamma of a, no? So if I want gamma of a, how can I write this? Can I write it as gamma of a plus 1 by a? Can I write like this?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, if I have gamma of minus 1 by 2, if you have a negative value, try to apply this formula. If you have a negative value, try to apply this formula. Okay. So this is so what is this gamma of minus 1 by 2 plus 1, right? Gamma of sorry, minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 is 2. So this is minus 2 times. What is gamma of minus 1 by 2 plus 1? Gamma of 1 by 2. And what is
1.
gamma of 1 by 2? Root 1. Is that okay? Shall I proceed? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now you see. Similarly, if I want gamma of minus 3 by 2, gamma of minus 3 by 2 is what? Gamma of minus 1 by 2 by minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Okay, I am writing minus 3 by 2 plus 1 by minus 3 by 2. So this is minus 2 by 3 into gamma of minus 1 by 2. And gamma of minus 1 by 2 we know minus 2 root 5. So this is 4 by 3 into root 5. So like this, even if you have a negative value, you bring this to positive value and recursively applying gamma of a to gamma of a plus 1 by a, and finally you use gamma of 1 by 2 value to get this value. So gamma function can be extended to negative values, but will it be different for every negative value? Suppose if I want gamma of minus 1, what is gamma of minus 1? Gamma of minus 1 plus 1 by minus 1. So this is gamma of 0 by minus 1. But what about gamma of 0? What is gamma of 0? Gamma of 0 is 0 to infinity e power minus t e power 0 minus 1 dt. But this does not exist. This integral is divergent. This integral does not exist. It's e power minus 1. Okay? E power minus 1. So therefore, okay, when gamma of 0 does not exist, gamma of minus, because gamma of 0 does not exist, gamma of minus 1 does not exist. When gamma of minus 1 does not exist, gamma of minus 2 does not exist, gamma of minus 3 does not exist, gamma of minus 4 does not exist. So where gamma is undefined,
Negative integers.
negative integers as well as 0.
Yes, sir.
Okay, therefore gamma of a, gamma of a does not exist, for a equal to 0, minus 1, minus 2 and so on. So write this as a note. This is an important note. So what I am trying to say, if a is negative, use this formula. If a is negative, use this formula. If a is positive, use the first formula. Gamma of a plus 1 equal to a into gamma. Now why I am telling all these things? Why I am talking all these things? We have spent a lot of time, okay, to learn about the different properties of gamma function, okay, and all these things, okay. So how many standard transforms we computed? Laplace of sine is the last one, right? What is Laplace of sine? So Laplace of sine, okay. So I think constant function, exponential function, hyperbolic function, trigonometric function. Okay. Now, what is polynomial? What is not polynomial? Not necessarily polynomial. So what? Now find out Laplace of t power. Laplace transform of t power. I'll just complete quickly. Laplace transform of t power a or t power x. Let us say t power x. Apply the definition. What is Laplace transform of t power x? 0 to infinity e power minus st t power x dx. That is what the definition of Laplace, right? Laplace of f of t is e power minus st f of t dt. F of t dt. F of t dt. Now, is this correct? Here e power minus st is the kernel. Shall I proceed or not? Just listen. Okay, I will share the copy. Shall I proceed? Now apply integration by parts. Okay, so write it as t power x into minus e power minus st by e power minus st by minus s with the limits from 0 to infinity minus 0 to infinity. Okay, so minus 1 by s e power minus st into what is t power x derivative? X into t power x minus
X minus
x into t power x minus 1 dt. Okay, because you are differentiating with respect to t. Now, similar to the previous discussion, upper limit is going to be 0 as t tends to infinity, and as t tends to 0, lower limit is also going to be 0. Agreed or not? So this entire integral is 0. This entire limits are 0. Upper limit is 0, lower limit is 0. Okay. So this is 0 minus or minus plus 1 by s. So this is plus x by s integral 0 to infinity e power minus st t power x minus 1 dt. Do you agree? Now our aim is to bring this to gamma function, but gamma function is e power minus t, but t quotient is minus s. Okay, so we shall take some substitution. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this quickly here. So e power minus st t power x minus 1 dt. So let me take st. Let me take st as y. Then what is sdt? Sdt is equal to dy. Now what will be the limits? So Laplace transform of t power x is equal to x by s into. So as t tends to 0, y tends to 0. As t tends to infinity, y tending to infinity, provided s is positive. Only when s is positive, y tends to infinity. Agreed or not? So these limits are going to be 0 to infinity. So e power minus y. What is t now? If I want t is nothing but y by s. So this is y by s into whole power x minus 1. Whole power x minus 1. Okay. What is dt?
1 by s.
dy by s. Dt is dy by s. Okay. So this is so what is the simplification? So this is x power x minus 1 into s square. So this is x by s power x plus 1 into 0 to infinity e power minus y power x minus 1 dy. Did you identify this expression? What is that called? Gamma of x. Agreed or not? Gamma of a is e power minus t power a minus 1 dt. So it is depending on this. So this is gamma of x. What is x into gamma of x? Gamma of x plus 1 by s power x plus 1, where s is positive. Agreed or not? Did you identify this fact? This is gamma of x.
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, what is the formula you are having? Therefore, Laplace of t power x is gamma of x plus 1 by s power x plus 1, s greater than 0. And where and okay, so whenever gamma is defined for those values of x, Laplace of t power x existing. So where Laplace, so for which values of x Laplace is not defined, so special case, what is Laplace of t power n? Gamma of n plus 1 by s power n plus 1. But what is gamma of n plus 1? N factorial by s power n plus 1. Okay. So what can I find out Laplace of t power minus 1? Laplace of 1 by t, that is gamma of 0 by s, does not exist. Similarly, okay, Laplace of t power minus 2 does not exist. This is gamma of minus 1 by s power minus 1, does not exist. So therefore Laplace of t power exists. Therefore Laplace of t power exists for all okay. Is that okay? So Laplace transform of t power x does not exist for minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. That's it. For all other values, it will exist. So remaining discussion we will see in the next class. So I will share the notes by evening. Okay. So whatever